Change your mindset. You know, life is just a series of problems to be solved. Hi, I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh for Local Now. I have a PhD in clinical psychology, and I'm here for you. I've got a question for you. Has anyone ever called you a drama queen? Does your life seem to be like a roller coaster? Are you going from one crisis to another? Is life just full of problems that seem to only come to you? Well, sit back. I need to explain something to you. You know, there's a common denominator in all your problems, and it's you. Now, let's understand why you may be behaving this way, or why your relationships are filled with so much drama. It may be something that you just learned in your family of origin, or maybe you're trying to get some attention. Some well-deserved and needed attention, but in a negative way. Or maybe even some of the things you might unconsciously be doing are self-destructive behaviors to remind yourself of how unlovable you are. Well, I want to tell you something. You are really lovable. You deserve to be loved, and you do not deserve all the drama in your life. So let's talk about what you can do about it to feel better. First of all, change your mindset. You know, life is just a series of problems to be solved. And people with good mental health wake up in the morning feeling strong and resilient and say, I wonder what challenges I'll be presented with today. Not feelings of dread, like, oh no, why me? What more bad stuff is going to happen? So sometimes just cognitively, with your brain, changing your mindset can make a big difference. Secondly, if I have been describing somebody that sounds like you, I really encourage you to reach out and get professional help. There's lots of great telemedicine psychotherapy online right now, so I really encourage you to do it, because if you've been called a drama queen, that may be a sign that there's an underlying mental health condition that hasn't been attended to. Or maybe you've had some early life experiences that you haven't processed yet. Look, I want you to feel better. I want you to be functional. I want you to wake up in the morning knowing that the people around you love you and respect you, and that life can be done well, with some joy in between all the drama. But the drama will feel like less, I promise you. And you'll often hear about a black sheep of the family. And the black sheep is the person who's kind of the oddball. But were they born that way? Did they make this life for themselves? Or were they created? That's a big question. Now, in a few cases, the oddball or black sheep of the family is a child who has maybe an undiagnosed mental disorder or is non-neurotypical, maybe on the spectrum in some way, and the family doesn't recognize it and doesn't get that person the help that they deserve. But far more often, the black sheep of the family is the smarter, the more creative, or the one with the most powerful emotions. How can you tell if your family has a black sheep? Well, is there one member of your family who seems to always be angry for no reason? Is there one member of the family that gets the dose of the gossip, gets spoken about negatively by everybody else? Is there one member of the family who's sometimes not invited to family functions, who's kept out of the loop with family news? Then you've got a black sheep. Here's how parents sometimes accidentally create a black sheep in a family. First of all, perhaps the child has more powerful emotions and is very expressive, and the parents are the kind that just keep it all inside. So that child, rather than being taught how to manage their feelings, understand their feelings, and express their feelings healthfully, gets punished for their feelings. Or sometimes that child is just the child that's the most different from their parents, and the parents don't know how to relate to their child. Sometimes the child who is treated as the black sheep is actually smarter than their parents, more creative, and they threaten to outshine their parents. Their parents may have insecurities, so they put down that child. Or maybe the child who's identified as the black sheep was the one who was just prone to depression and anxiety, and the rest of the family just said, cheer up, change your attitude. Finally, maybe it was caused by sibling rivalry. Sometimes there's just not enough parental love to go around because the parents are distracted by work or addiction or managing their own feelings. And as a result, as the children compete for their parents' love, they create a black sheep. So what to do if you're the black sheep of your family? Well, first, you should know it's not your fault. And secondly, learning to understand your feelings and manage them can come through psychotherapy. So I really, really encourage you to talk out all your childhood experiences with a therapist who becomes kind of an observing eye and tells you the real deal that went down. But if you're somebody who recognizes in this a black sheep in your family, it's time to reach out. It's time to change your perspective of them. It's time to create more understanding and empathy. Families can create healing and new kinds of relationships across the lifespan. So I encourage you, especially during these times, to reach out to the black sheep, whatever that is, in your family and forge a new kind of relationship. I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh for Local Now. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time. You can follow me anywhere on my social media. That's @Dr. Wendy Walsh. We'll see you next time.